Not sure who Nardo Wick is, but I guess he went on one of those dating shows. And by the way, y'all 304s, y'all got to stop going on these shows. You guys got to talk less. I'm talking to the 304s here, to the women that want to go on the show and the 304s. Look, I don't think y'all should be talking anymore. Not, especially not on these shows, because you guys are showing, because men are watching. You know that, right? Men are watching these shows and they're just like, geez, these hoes are terrible. But let's take a listen, because Nardo Wick, I'm not sure if he's a rapper or personality. I'm not sure who he is. The name sounds familiar. But here the headline says, Nardo Wick responds to a woman who said he was boring for not drinking liquor or taking drugs. So let's watch the video for proper context and teaching.
Drink liquor?
No, not really. Like, it depends, like, on occasion with my mama. Like, she give me a shout out throwback, but no, I don't drink.
With your mama? So when you out doing hosting and shit, you know?
No.
Okay, so do you do drugs? So you just a boring ass?
Yeah.
Me too.
I like a can have fun with.
What you do? What you be drinking a lot? What you mean have fun?
No, I'm saying, you know, what do you, what else?
What else? Have fun?
No, you don't. So what else makes you happy, like that gets you?
I be chilling. I'm always happy. I ain't no.
Do you drink liquor?
No, not really.
You see why I tell people that my number one red flag in women in choosing, I always say number one. No, I say number two is if she goes to college. If she went to college, meaning if she stayed on campus. Not if she drove back and forth. That's different if she commuted. But if she stayed on campus, that's number two. But number one for me is if she smokes weed. Now, if you want to even put, if she drinks alcohol, number one, if you want to do that, that's fine with me. If she does drugs in general, yeah. But for me, if she smokes weed, because we already know weed is the gateway, is a gateway drug. You know what I mean? So this is why. This is one of the reasons why. Unfortunately, we, especially in this generation, they cannot have fun without. They can't have fun. They can't have sex, right? Let's keep it real. They can't do most things without without some kind of substance. Without some, they can't do like normal shit without something, without being high on something, without being drunk on something, or snorting something. Like I said, this is a drug infested, drug addicted generation, particularly women. Most women I know are they take something. They take something. You know what I mean? And when I also tell people is this, people want to talk about looks maxing and thug maxing, even though thug maxing does work, unfortunately. But people always ask, well, how do you get a woman? Just have drugs. You want to have friends? Have drugs. They're always going to reach out to you, especially women. This is why a lot of women end up being food for the game, because drug dealers know this, so they take advantage. Peddlers know this, so they take advantage. Oh yeah, I just broke up with my boyfriend. This just happened to me just just recently. It's so easy. This I just broke up with my boyfriend. And, it was just, I'm not gonna talk to him right now. Oh yeah, I be smoking sometimes too. Just drive. Do you smoke? Nope. Now, people don't understand. That's the invitation right there. Because what most ninjas do, oh yeah, well, you want to pull up one time? Then things lead to another, whether voluntarily or involuntarily. Unfortunately, people don't understand. They don't understand this, because when you got a woman that takes drugs, she belongs to the game. Any type of drug, she belongs to the game. Now, unfortunately, squares end up missing out. Like me, do you know how many opportunities? Like, trust me, it's that easy. Just have drugs. Now, unfortunately, if you're a guy that grows up that really doesn't do drugs and stuff, you're not going to have that many friends and stuff like that, especially the generation I grew up in. But because even in church, people want to say, oh, even in church, they be smoking. Pastor be smoking. The daughter be smoking. The parishioners, they be smoking. Trust me. Anyway, so it's hard if you're a square growing up making friends. And, a lot of women will think you're just not fun if you don't drink, if you don't smoke, if you don't dance. You know what I mean? So it could be tough for square ninjas. You know what I mean? It's particularly square black men. Oh man, it gets tough. It gets tough if you're a square black man, especially in the dating realm. You know what I mean? Because you got girls like that, and it's not just she's rejecting you. But what happens is, Dan, when she has her little get together with her friends, her hen of demons, hyenas, etc., they gonna act like you're some different type of dude, meaning like you're like, you got to stay away from this guy. This guy's a creep. He's a weirdo. Like they did. Look what they did to the poor librarian dude, the mixed dude that was promoting going to the library and reading books. You have bitches on here. They bitches ran him off the internet. Bitches talking about, oh, I sense a dark energy with him. I'm like, he's just telling y'all niggas to read and go to the library because they got free programs that you can take advantage of. And you can use shit in life. You got there's so much like free shit that you can get. I'm talking about quality shit that you can get from the library. And that's all he was promoting. And that was his passion. He had to end up leaving social. He had to leave social media because y'all hoes are have lost the plot. And I don't want to hear it was men. No, it was bitches that ran him off the internet. Like it's everything is ass backwards in this in my generation. So this is what we got to deal with. This is the trash that we got to deal with. Now, right here, if you see this comment right here, you look at this comment. It says if you got to be drunk or on drugs every time you fornicate, and I can tell he says have fun too, you need to seek help. And you know that's a lot of worms, unfortunately, to unpack if we actually dive into a topic like this. Somebody said we need Dare to come back. He said this is why 20 is looking 40ish. This is true. This is true. But like I said, people want to wonder like where are they getting these high body counts from? What kind of dudes are they messing? They're messing with dudes that got drugs for them. They're messing with dudes that got liquor for them. They're messing with dudes that got Percocets for them. And they're willing to pay whatever the price. They're women are messing with dudes. I'm telling you, for the most part, people just think it's just the athletes. No, it's not just that. It's really a lot of it is guys that got drugs for women. They're the ones that are racking up, cleaning up out here, outside of the Chads and the athletes. You know what I mean? Now, I have different ways to have fun without, drugs and whatnot. But even those things that I consider fun, most women would consider boring. You know what I mean? Sometimes I used to have fun making music. There's gigs I go to, and I know like certain musicians I play with, I have fun. You know what I mean? I have fun playing video games. I have fun doing this a lot of the times. I have fun philosophizing. I don't know if I saying philosophizing. I don't know. I sound like that ninja from Boys in the Hood. You talking about religion? Going the actual facts and the actual studies. It's my favorite. Anyway. But like I said, people wonder, okay, how, like people have asked me, where are these girls getting their high body counts from? It's from ninjas that got drugs for them. I'm telling you, this is how it works. So let's watch this video one more time and I'll break it down a little bit more.
Like it depends, like on occasion with my mama, like she give me a shout out throwback, but no, I don't drink.
Same, like after I hit 21, I still didn't want to drink, but once I started doing music gigs and whatnot, and they'll be like, come on, Chris, just take a shot. And then I'll try to take a shot here and there, but even it's just beer just has a terrible taste. Like I don't like beer or alcohol, wine, whatever. It just has a terrible taste. It tastes terrible. I don't know what people drink the beer to get fucked up. You know what I mean? And that's a whole nother topic where we're talking about alcohol too. That's another story, but we'll get into that later.
With your mama. So when you out doing hosting and shit,
No.
Okay, so do you do drugs?
No.
So you just a boring ass?
Yeah.
I have so many girls that have told me that. Yo, so you just a boring dude. Or you just this, or they just conclude that. Or that's what happens, like a girl will be interested in you for that moment. And dudes will not realize it because people just think that just women are just looking for chads. And yes, but I'm just talking about at certain, like, women's emotions are all over the place. So she'll know you for a little bit and then all of a sudden she'll just be feeling you that one time because you didn't show her attention or you ain't tripping over her or you just listening to her and you're not tripping over what she's saying. And all of a sudden she gets the feels for you from that moment. And that's really where you gotta then shoot your shot. That's what happens when you get a little bit older, then you start realizing those little things, right? But during that time, if she deems you boring and not worth your time, then she'll just shrivel right back up. You know what I mean? So now what I do, because I do this on purpose, because I really try to make sure, like if I'm doing a gig, if I'm with a girl, I don't want to mess with none of my bandmates or the people I'm working with. No, you know what I mean? Because that's going to end up messing things up for you in the future. You know, even though that still doesn't stop nothing a lot of the times, but it's when you got that opportunity, most dudes is gonna pound, because opportunities are scarce at times, especially if you're a dude that looks like me. So you gotta take advantage. Now, during that time, this is where guys will lie. Oh yeah, I smoke sometime. Oh yeah. Oh, I don't. Hey, you want to go out? Let's hit a bar together. Oh, let's watch this together. I want to. Or she starts saying, I want to watch you. I want to watch you at your gigs. Why don't you come to my stuff? Like just little things like that, right? But this is where your opportunity comes in. But what I do, I shut it down. I literally be like, I start questioning the drugs that they be taking. Like, should you be? That's how I do that shit on purpose. I'm like, should you be taking that kind of shit? I don't think that's good for you. Yeah, you go. Now, when women hear stuff like that, they just like, this nigga. But I do that shit on purpose. Because I have my opportunities elsewhere. I don't have to do that shit while I'm at the job, or even at my side job, or my real job. And you know, gigging is my side job and stuff like that. But even in my real job, don't do none of that stuff. I'm telling you, because you'll have your opportunities elsewhere. Plus, there's other ways to solve this problem. And I'm gonna just leave it at that, so you don't end up being desperate when you go out there in the real world. So you don't feel like so when I'm actually in those situations, I don't feel like I have to press. So if something does happen naturally, I'm not pressing. You know what I mean?
Me too.
I like to have fun with.
What you do? What you be drinking a lot? What you mean have fun?
No, I'm saying, you know.
So like for most women, their idea of fun is going out to the clubs, shaking their ass, and basically putting themselves in dangerous positions. That's fun to women. Let's keep it a buck. Like, it's like if you tell today's woman that you can't go to the club, they're gonna call you abusive. You do know that, right? I was talking about today's woman. If you tell them, look, I don't think you should be going to the club, they're gonna call you abusive. They're gonna call you controlling, insecure, and abusive. I already told you that story of me going on my cousin's podcast, and I just said, look, I wouldn't really go out with a girl that likes to go out to the club. They said there's something. They acted like I said something crazy for saying that. Like they was about to. I didn't even know they was about to fight me over this shit. I was shocked. You know. By the way, to my cousin, I'm very sorry about the fat bitches I've scared away from your show. My bad. Anyway.
What else? No, you don't. So what else makes you happy? Like that gets you.
I be chilling. I'm always happy. I ain't never.
Do you drink liquor?
That's what like there's so many things. Like it doesn't take much for a man to be happy. It really doesn't. You know what I mean? Oh man, especially if your guy in Nardo Wick's situation. I don't know what he does, but he probably has some clout, so he can get sex. So sex is not a problem for him. So he can just focus on other things, right? And he can find meaning in he can find meaning. He's already sold his oats. You know what I mean? If you're a rapper, you basically get a chance to sow your oats in the real world, and then you can literally move on in life and look for higher and different purposes. So in his position, he's straight. You know what I mean? So I don't. So in a girl's world, she's like, how can you have fun? You know, and a lot of women don't even realize that like once men start maturing and they get past that, oh man, I'm trying to fuck everything stage, they realize like, yo, I can just go to a certain place without a woman and just have fun. I can just go to a comedy thing, just bring the guys over and we could chill and we could just watch comedy. We could watch a comedy show without worrying about where the hoes at. You know what I mean? That's when you find out the cheat code to life. You know what I mean? So it sucks because there's a lot of women. I would say most. I'm sorry. I usually say a lot or many, but in this case, many women. They do, if they can't go outside, they think they can't have fun. Or somebody, if their man tells them, "Look, I don't want you going out to the clubs," they think that they're holding them back. You know, you know what I mean? It's an interesting situation that we find ourselves in this day and age.